I'm proud of trying to find things that give young people a reason to study science and math and technology, and telling them that someday in their lifetime they could dream of going to the moon, they could dream of going to Mars. I grew up in a generation where the space program was real, where it was important.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
I said America's next frontier, and that's to develop that frontier. A sparkling economy spurs initiatives, sunrise industries, and makes older ones more competitive. Nowhere is this more important than our next frontier, space. Nowhere do we so effectively demonstrate our technological leadership and ability to make life better on Earth. The space age is barely a quarter of a century old, but already we've pushed civilization forward with our advances in science and technology. Opportunities and jobs will multiply as we cross new thresholds of knowledge and reach deeper into the unknown. Our progress in space, taking giant steps for all mankind, is a tribute to American teamwork and excellence. Our finest minds in government, industry, and academia have all pulled together, and we can be proud to say we are first, we are the best, and we are so because we're free. America has always been greatest when we dared to be great. We can reach for greatness again. We can follow our dreams to distant stars, living and working in space for peaceful economic and scientific gain. Tonight, I am directing NASA to develop a permanently manned space station and to do it within a decade.
Today, I announce a new plan to extend a human presence across our solar system. Beginning no later than 2008, we will send a series of robotic missions to the lunar surface to research and prepare for future human exploration.
By the end of my second term, we will have the first permanent base on the moon, and it will be American.
Speaker Gingrich and I have a lot of places where we disagree. We'll talk about those.
Why don't you name them?
Well, places where we disagree. Let's see. We could start with his idea to have a lunar colony that would mine minerals from the moon. I'm not in favor of spending that kind of money.
If I had a business executive come to me and say they wanted to spend a few $100 billion to put a colony on the moon, I'd say you're fired.
I'd come here and promise hundreds of billions of dollars. Or I'd lay out, yeah, you want to hear that, yeah. Or I'd lay out what my mission is. Here's what we're going to accomplish. I'm not going to do that.
You can fire them. I like being able to fire people.
The program I envision would probably end up being 90% private sector. But it would be based on a desire to change the government rules and change the government regulations to get NASA out of the business of trying to run rockets and to create a system where it's easy for private sector people to be engaged. I want to see us move from one launch occasionally to 6 or 7 launches a day because so many private enterprises walk up and say, we're prepared to go do it. But I'll tell you, I do not want to be the country that, having gotten to the moon first, turned around and said, it doesn't really matter, let the Chinese dominate space, what do we care? I think that is a path of national decline, and I am for America being a great country, not a country in decline. I want you to help me, both in Florida and across the country, so that you can someday say, you were here the day it was announced that of course we'd have commercial space and near space. Of course we'd have a manned colony on the moon that flew an American flag. And of course we'd be moving towards Mars by the end of the next decade. After all, we are Americans, and you were there at the beginning of the second great launch of the adventure that John F. Kennedy started. Thank you very, very much. Good luck and God bless you.